Hello. Unless you're completely new to SEO, you must have heard one way or another about strategy quickly building authority of the main domain with using subdomains. This strategy is not new, it's proven over time. Many SEOs, many agencies are using this to quickly shape the authority of the domain. And it's based on the fact that the Google treats every subdomain as a separate entity. Separate entity that contributes to the overall authority of the main domain. If we look at these rather extreme example of the domain with a lot of subdomains, we'll take WordPress.com. It is one-page site. And although of course this page has a significant traffic, it's nothing even close comparable to the combined traffic the domain has. Only because WordPress.com runs millions and millions of subdomains, and every subdomain owner, like web-to-blog owner, do their best to promote their specific subdomain. So WordPress.com benefits the combined authority of the subdomain, and of course if they believe that subdomains is not benefiting them, they suspend it without hurting the main site. So you can suspend subdomain, you can add more subdomain, or you can build up list of good subdomains and quickly shape the authority of the main site. Of course, there are different strategies, and the main would be to use main site as the pretty much like a main site of the money site, so you can post better content, you can attract more, make it user friendly, and use subdomains to post more technical content, and especially if you're able to monitor those subdomains for authority, for metrics, for indexing, and take action if, let's say, you need to either add more subdomains or delete some subdomains that hurting the main site. But look at the metrics of the domain. So it has like one pager main site has over 1 billion indexed pages, and it has domain authority of 96. SiteWyz by design is much more than just a hosting platform or even site builder. So we allow to not only to build site, post content, build backlinks, but today I will show you how you can easily enable subdomains and start building authority of your PBN much faster. To activate subdomains, I need to navigate to the site where I want to use subdomains. I click on network, sites, and I'm looking for a domain that PBN block where I already activated subdomains. So once on the site dashboard, you click on settings, scroll all the way down to enable subdomains, and click save. I already have it enabled, so once you activate it, you will see a new tab, subdomains. As you can see, I already have two subdomains, testdomain.com and test2domain.com. So they look somewhat similar to the list of main sites. Some information is missing, IP and hosting, because this is a subdomain. But we treat them as pretty much the same as individual sites. We take metrics, Moz, Majestic, Ahrefs, we check indexing, take number of posts. At any moment you can see that how well your subdomains are doing, and if you need to might be change some subdomains, delete, or might be use redirect to redirect some of the subdomain to the main site. To create a new subdomain, you click add subdomain. This is you enter the subdomain itself, so it will be test3.domain.com. So you enter title, tagline, and select a theme. Every subdomain is somewhat similar to Web 2 site as a separate blog. So select the theme and click Save. So going back to the subdomains already created. You can see that this is the main site. And as I said, so with this strategy you can post high quality content, make it a better looking main site, as you're going to be growing subdomains and most likely will building backlinks to subdomains, not as much to the main domain. And those are simple, like one post, welcome to my site, subdomain, test. And this is the second test, test 2. Of course, it might be a little bit intense to enter them all manual. So for that reason, we have add multiple. So you can enter titles one by line, tags one by line, and subdomains. Test 2, test 3, test 4. And then system will, for each title, for each line, create new subdomain. Every subdomain has the same restriction and number of posts as a main domain. So if you're on a plan that allows, let's say, 250 posts per site, and you have 100 subdomains, so you can tell that you can build a site with total of thousands of pages, to total of thousands of posts. And for that reason, so you will build up the authority quickly if you provide the good content and if you do backlinking without compromising the main site with so much of the content and so many backlinks. And of course, the last question of how you can add so much content to all of those subdomains. And for that reason, so we made a change in SiteWyz to recognize that your SiteWyz sites might have subdomains. Let's say this is a PBN where I have my SiteWyz accounts, SiteWyz sites. Basically, this change is available to any network with the type private block network. So once you create a submission, post submission, you will see new panel, SiteWyz settings. If it is WordPress, if it is Joomla, or it is SiteWyz with no subdomains, it will have no effect. But if you are planning to post to the SiteWyz and you have subdomains, you can specify whether post goes to main site or random subdomain. So basically, let's say you have 100 subdomains and your site is on the topic of yoga, and you want you created 100 subdomains, so with some variation of main keyword. So like, of course, you can make a subdomain as a more specific, let's say, kind of different variation, different type of yoga, or so basically approaching different keywords less competitive than a main keyword. So then you create a campaign in SiteWyz and you specify to post to subdomains, and the content will go to random subdomain from your SiteWyz site. With this approach, you will be constantly populating the subdomains with the content. Might be with not as much content goes to the main site, which make your PBN safer. while you continue working and building site and authority. Well, that's basically the everything about this new feature. I'm pretty sure it is extremely excited. So it's proven it's proven strategy, and to activate subdomains, you need to go to the site settings, scroll down, enable subdomain, and start adding subdomains. If your site is deployed, so you need to undeploy and deploy it again, because it will be sent with different site configuration. Well, this is it, and I'm sure you will enjoy the feature, and thank you for using RunQuiz. Thank you for using SiteWyz.